Marjorie Taylor Greene just went on another insane rant on Steve Bannon's podcast, not only about the virus, going anti-vax, but also going anti-evolution, science, and of course, facts. Take a look.
Why is there any need to create a virus that can spread rapidly through a population, make people sick and kill them? That's a bioweapon. So we need to be very clear about what was the intent of COVID-19 and these viruses that they experiment with, like some sort of Dr. Frankenstein experiments. These are bioweapons. There's no other reason to create a virus that makes people sick, spreads so quick, and kills people. There's no other intent, but it's a bioweapon. And then our American
You don't buy. Hold on. Hang on. You don't buy the argument that say, hey, the gain of function is all because we got to take these viruses and we got to power them up to look for vaccines and to look for other solutions in case somehow they come up with this. You don't buy the logic of that. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't buy it because I don't believe in evolution. I don't believe in that type of so-called science. I don't believe in evolution. I believe in God.
Now, that was a lot of crazy. So now, of course, she's referring to, it's the Wuhan lab leak theory, which, by the way, you can have that be true, okay? You can have, the virus escaped the lab without actually inventing, no, it didn't escape the lab. They developed it and released it. No, no, there's no evidence that happens. A lab leak, definitely plausible, definitely could have happened because they were probably doing research on it. That has nothing to do. It's not the same as saying that they engineered this virus to release it on the people. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's not just ridiculous. It's weaponized ignorance. That's what it is. Now, it's a good thing that facts don't care about her feelings because she seems to be, really, really worried about, really focused on her feelings about this whole thing. And she feels that it is 100% true that they weaponized the virus, and that's why we have to go after Dr. Fauci. And then, of course, understand that the right wing right now is up in arms over this. So now, here's the thing. She doesn't believe in evolution. Okay, well, you know what? She's a good example of that being true. She does not seem like a very evolved person. Now, if you don't believe that type of science, medical science, for example, then I guess you should be fine with not getting any vaccine. Polio, the one that solved the 1918 influenza pandemic, the diphtheria, rotavirus, or the HIV. Which can do some serious damage to children. By the way, I thought you cared about the kids. Well, guess what the HIV can do to kids? It can do damage to the immune system, cause brain damage, hearing loss, or death before the vaccine was invented, which at some point was new and experimental, killed 20,000 children. I'm sorry, infected 20,000 children. So yeah, guess what? Because of vaccines, we don't see those diseases very much anymore. But dipshit Taylor Greene is okay with bringing them back because she hates science and believes in Jesus. And it's some weird, misguided idea of freedom. And you know what? Maybe that's actually being too charitable for her. I think her motivation is like what we see for a lot of conservatives, and that's to own the libs. I mean, this entire thing is really just about hating people who believe in science. And some reactionaries, as I've covered, their only goal, like this, is to own the libs. And that's really what it is. I mean, to be contrarian assholes, even at the expense of their own lives. And what's really funny is that science, they always say, oh, that science, it's the religion of the left. Okay, but they treat science like a religion, when in reality, it's not. What science is basically a process that is an attempt to answer questions. And it's a process where you come up with an idea, a hypothesis, and then you test it in the lab and to see whether or not it fits your original hypothesis. That's how it works. It's testable. Religion is not testable. Well, now, interestingly enough, you can still be a religious person and believe in science because they are not mutually exclusive. Okay? The first scientists were actually religious people who had answered or had questions and wanted to investigate the answers. But now, of course, with organized religion and fundamentalist doctrine, for a large chunk of white evangelicals, the only answer for them, God did it. We don't know why. Let's not ask any questions. And by the way, give me money and let me run your life. Let me take over and tell you what exactly you should be doing with your life, your body, etc. Also, Trump 2024. Sadly, this belief is pretty widespread. An estimated 40% of Americans believe that God created humans as exactly described in the Bible. That is pretty dismal. I mean, that means that they believe that woman was literally created from Adam's rib. Now, look, you can believe that the Bible is a metaphor for scientific processes directed by a creator. Sure. I don't believe it, but I guess I can understand. I could deal with that. I can't disprove that. And at least it allows science and faith to be side by side. But if you believe it's literal, woman from rib, talking snake, Garden of Eden, I can't handle that. I'm not at all interested in that. And Greene is one of those fundamentalists and is also a troll and a completely unserious person. She is a child in the seat of government who is supposed to be making important decisions, but is so entirely out of her element that she just uses her congressional salary to troll the libs. That's really what it is. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.